Hey guys, so I'm back with a really quick tutorial. I've actually tried to film this once and it didn't turn out so well. So I decided to redo it again. I really have been wanting to do an eyebrow tutorial for the longest time, and I have a really cool product that I've been wanting to show you because it's very different. And I do my brows a whole bunch of different ways. I always get comments on them. I think one of the reasons why people like my brows is because a lot of times they're light. Today I did a little bit of a darker brow because the product that I have is darker. But usually my whole brow routine is, it depends on my hair color, but a lot of times I will bleach my brows with Sally Hansen facial bleach for like 8 to 10 minutes so they become, instead of a black, a light brown. And then I'll use a product to outline them and then fill them in. So it can be a brow pencil, it could be a brow mousse, a brow dip, it could be like a kind of dip pomade, or a powder, like an eyeshadow or brow powder. And then usually I'll just set it with a brow gel. I like to use Senna Cosmetics brow gel, and then I'll use a concealer, and that's it. So bleach brow, outline fill in, brow gel and concealer. But today I wanted to show you something because if you watch any of my Get Ready With Me videos, I always do my brow routine in there. And if you have any specific questions on those different products, let me know. Today I'm going to use this really cool product. It's Arfa Semi-Permanent Waterproof Eyebrow Gel. And I've been using it for maybe like 2 months now, and I've been meaning to use it in a tutorial. Basically, it's not like anything I've ever seen before. So it's an eyebrow gel. Now I know we've all seen the Anastasia brow pomade. To me that one is like a gel liner, like a eye gel liner, like a MAC fluid line kind of thing. This is not like that. This is very much like a thick gel. It's super duper pigmented, and I love that it has great lasting power, and it applies like a liquid but dries. It dries and it becomes more natural looking, especially if it depends on how much product you use. I went kind of for more of a dramatic brow today, just kind of show you how, but you can definitely go and do it depending on your preference. So it lasts all day. This color is called khaki. It's supposed to be like the universal color. To me it's a little bit dark for my brow than I usually do, but since I'm making my roots a little bit darker now, because I'm probably going to transition into a little bit of a darker base, then I was okay with a darker brow because it kind of goes with my roots. So I'm going to show you how I apply this, and you really need 4 basic products today. You need your brow product, so this is the brow gel. You need a small detailed angled brush. This is my Sedona Lace EB17, so this one is small and stiff so it can get really precise. And then you need a spoolie, so that's why I like my Vortex Brow Spoolie Duo, because it's got both. And then you'll need a concealer and concealer brush. I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow Duality with the matte shell side, and just a Sedona Lace concealer brush. And then if you want, you could do a brow gel after. This product kind of holds on its own, so I don't notice that you need a brow gel for staying power. What I might do is put a lighter brow gel, like a light color, just to kind of make it lighter. But that's up to you, that's preference. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my angled brow brush, and I prefer a synthetic one because it kind of works better with more of a liquidy product. So literally I'm just going to barely dip it in. I kind of like to get the edges. So I dip it once, and then I wipe the excess off the edges, because you don't want a lot because it's super duper pigmented. Okay, so, and then you have to get really close to a mirror, and then what I'm going to do is I underline it first. So I kind of follow the natural shape of my brows, which they're kind of sparse, but they do have a little bit of a curve so I can follow them. And then I'm going to underline them first. And I'm going to get a little bit more product because I got too little there. I was trying to be conservative. Okay, do you see how I'm starting to outline the brow? And then what I like to do is I'll take it and I'll finish the bottom of the tail, like so. So you can see the brow shape's already starting to form. And I'm going to take a little bit more. Now I'm going to outline the top. Following the natural curve of my brow, and I like to add a little bit more on top where the arch is. And then I bring it down to connect it to the tail. Like so. And you can totally change the shape of your brow. You can add a little bit more. You're going to do a thinner brow, a thicker brow, just whatever you feel. I totally change it depending on the day, depending on my mood, and if I mess up, I have to make it a little thicker. So now that it's kind of outlined, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently feather it in. And I know some people say to start at the arch because you don't want it to be too dark everywhere else, but if you use a light touch, just like do little hair-like motions. And at the end, I like it to be nice and precise. So I'm going to put a little bit more pressure right there. And then the front of my brow, I like to do more of a rounded shape as opposed to kind of like the square shape. I think it looks a little softer. And then I will fade it in a little bit by brushing the spoolie over. But as you can see, you can kind of still see the brow hairs. That's typically how I like my brows, is when you can see a little shape and you can see the hairs poking through. And when you start to comb through with a spoolie, it will evenly kind of thin out the product even more. So that way it becomes even more natural. And I like that. That's how I typically wear my brows on an everyday basis. So I'm just kind of brushing it through with a spoolie. And it brushes out really well. It doesn't like erase, all the product doesn't erase. And I'll just kind of come back in where I feel like too much of it erased. Like that. And then you can go ahead and take your concealer. I'm just going to use the Anastasia pencil because it's nice and easy. I'm just going to underline my brows. Again, this is going to be cleaning up the shape. If you went a little bit too thick and you want to thin it out. And then I'll just blend it in with a concealer brush. I kind of go around the front in case it went too far over. And generally, I didn't go over this, but if you want to know where to start and end your brow shape, generally you have to follow your nose and kind of go from the nostril up and then do a diagonal from the outside of your nostril. Should end there, and then the middle of the nostril is the arch. So at the edge of the inner edge of the nostril, front, middle is the arch, and outer edge is where you put the end point. So I just kind of like blend in the concealer, and it becomes your brow highlight too, which I usually do. And I'll just take up whatever's excess, and I'll clean up the top. And they say a lot of times if I'm really doing a beat brow, I'll use my skin tone concealer or foundation to do the top because you don't want that halo brow look, but this is just very lightly cleaning it up. So if you look at this brow, it's definitely a little lighter than that brow, so that's a little bit more of a, it's still kind of dramatic for a normal person, but that one's a little bit more natural than the other brow. So if you want more of a dramatic brow, as I call it, a beat brow, you just put in a little bit more product, and you really want a nice underline and outline. That's the key. And this brush is good because it's nice and small, so you can really control where you get the product. Okay, and what I always recommend that you do on the front of the brow is just take the edge of the spoolie and just kind of fade it a little bit. That looks a little softer. And people's eyebrows aren't always completely, you know, like the natural brow isn't super thick in the front. So I just kind of run it over with a spoolie to fade it a little bit. and that is your eyebrow. So this is more of like a dramatic brow. Like I said, it depends on how much product you put down. You can finish off with a brow gel if you want. To me, this is definitely more of a dramatic look, so I'm going to keep the dark brow. But yeah, that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I'll have the link to this product below. This is not a paid video. They did send me this offer of brow gel to review, but it's not paid and I'm choosing to review it. So if you do like this, I have an extra one, so I'm going to give one away. So all you have to do is go to my Instagram page. I am listed at Makeup by Ren, which is where I am on all social media. And just like and comment on that Instagram post. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, and I'll choose a winner open internationally. So I hope you guys enjoy this brow tutorial, and until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.